Hello, my loves. Okay, so if you guys watched Love Island, there's this girl, Amaya. If you know, you know. She is a very strong, emotional, stands on motherfucking business woman, right? And there was just one time in the episode where these men were kind of trying to dim her light and say that she's too emotional, she loves too fast, whatever it is, right? And she's like, I'm an emotional gangster. Take me as I am. I don't give a fuck. I'm an emotional gangster. And she stood on business. She had said this one time. She was like, I'm standing on 10 toes, not one 10 toe missing, not one toe missing. And the thing about being emotional is you have to have strong boundaries too. But when she said that, I resonated with it because I thought that it was so beautiful and strong of her to be like, yeah, I'm emotional. I love hard and I express myself, and not emotional in the sense of where it's too much, but it's just I express myself. I express who I am and what I want, and she's authentic. She's authentically her. And that rubbed people the wrong way. They didn't like it, but it's because they didn't have a big enough container to hold her. They couldn't meet her at her vibration where she was, and that's the truth. And some people can't meet you where you are emotionally or where you are authentically, and I don't want that to sway you to stop being yourself. Sometimes you're gonna meet people on this journey who will make you feel bad for being you, for being authentic, for being emotional. It's never a bad thing to be emotional. Yes, I think that we can love bomb and we can do it in a toxic way. So that's something we have to be mindful of, is if we're doing it because we can't satisfy our own love within ourselves. But at the same time, if you're just a loving person and you're just trying your best to love and somebody makes you feel bad about that, they're the problem, not you. And if we're doing it in a healthy way, right? Like if we're just genuinely authentic and we're emotional and we express our happiness and sadness, like if you are that way, then be that way. It's okay to be emotional, be an emotional gangster. And I like the way how she said that because, as I said, yeah, being emotional and being loving and having this bright of a light inside of you and being this authentic will require you to set boundaries, especially if you come from a people-pleasing state of being, chapter of your life, or growing up. It's going to require you to set boundaries. And a lot of the time, I say that a lot of the time people who are loving, right, we go through a lot of shit. Some of the most loving people that I know have gone through some of the most horrific fucking traumas. Same with some of the most like mean people, right? But to get to the point, it's because you have to set boundaries. Like what it's like when people walk all over you. If you're so loving and you're so giving and so caring, people are gonna take that for granted. People are gonna walk all over you. And I'm somebody who overgave so much to where people would use me. I needed to learn how to set boundaries. And that's where the gangster part comes in, because there is something beautiful in really, embracing and understanding and experiencing firsthand the duality, the yin and the yang within us, the parts that are so loving and giving, but also the parts where somebody steps over your boundary once, in an instant you say, hell no. My cutoff game, I always say this, your cutoff game is really fucking quick, because you have to be so tough to be so loving. You know what I mean? Like, you have to have both. And let your emotional gangster side shine. Just shine. Just be yourself. And if somebody can't meet you where you are, then they're not meant to. It's not your job to force somebody to meet you where you are. It's not your job to force somebody to see you if they don't see you. It's not your job to convince anybody at all about your light, about receiving you. It's not your job. You just let them. That's where the let them theory comes in. You just let them think what they think, do what they do, and you should take their actions as a response, as a decision. And one thing that we have to remember is, if somebody can't meet you there, you're damn sure somebody else can. And that's something you have to remind yourself, is that there's so many people out there that are waiting to meet you, that are waiting to give you the love that you give to other people. They're waiting for you to do that. And I think emotion just It's not just in relationships, it's just how you address your own self and your own journey, and you know, how you are emotionally available for your own thoughts and your own self, and you're emotionally available for, you know, I guess conflicts in your life and things that you go through, the way that you handle it. Because a lot of us feel deep. If you're like me, you feel things on a very deep level. And I know that I've come across people that couldn't understand the level of thought process, the level of emotions that I would experience. And that was something that always kind of bothered me, because sometimes, you know, I was surrounded by people who were very surface level, and you know, that's their own journey. They, you know, they expand at their own time, but they were very surface level, and they made me feel as if I was the one that was too much, when in fact they weren't enough. And I don't know, I think that this is just a video to remind you that you're always gonna, like, you're gonna come across people, receive people, call in people in your life that will see you for the depth that you are, that have a big enough container to hold you. And remember, these people don't see you. They're never meant to see you, and they're not supposed to see you, and you're supposed to just move on and choose you first. You're always supposed to choose you first. To choose you, and then to work on that wound of being afraid to be seen, or being afraid to be emotional, and tell yourself that it's okay to love. It's okay to be authentic. It's okay that you think so deeply. The older you get, the more you heal, you realize that it's okay to just be you. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to shine your light. You're going to intimidate people because they have no light. And remember, light casts shadows, and within those shadows are people's monsters and demons, and you're probably bringing out their own monsters and demons within themselves that they're not aware of, because you're so loving and just free and out there. And that's okay. You're supposed to mirror that within them so they can grow. So embrace your emotional gangster side. Be so fucking tough, but be so loving, right? You have to be tough to be loving. Like, have boundaries, stand on business. If somebody treats you less than, if somebody tries to cross your boundaries, say hell no and move the fuck on, right? But at the same time, like, be loving. Be so loving, and be yourself, and be emotional, whatever that looks like for you. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. And I always say, like, if it's too much, you know when it's too much. As long as you're doing it in a healthy way, right? You're not love bombing or being toxic or manipulating. That's a whole different story. But if you're just being you, there's never wrong. Nothing's ever going to be wrong with that. People just going to make you feel like it because they shamed themselves for being that, or they've been shamed in the past. And all we can do is just wish them love and hopefully healing on their journey, that they can overcome that themselves. But yeah, I love you, my friends. Let me know in the comments if you could give this a thumbs up, please. I'm trying to get my videos back on the algorithm because I was not posting for a while and I came back. And if you could give this a thumbs up and just write in the comments if you guys like this video, this style in the car with my phone instead of my camera. I don't know, when I have my phone, and I've said this before, when I just post when I feel like posting, it feels more authentic versus setting everything up for some reason. Yeah, let me know. Okay, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next video. Bye.